In the spring of 1935, industrialist Henry J. Kaiser had a problem. He needed a sprawling multi-mansion estate built on the shores of Lake Tahoe. And he didn't want it in a year, he didn't want it in 6 months, he wanted it done in 30 days. Everyone, of course, said it was impossible. Really, you couldn't even get materials up on the mountain that fast, let alone build a multi-estate luxury compound. But Kaiser didn't build like a traditional general contractor, he built like an industrialist. He was a man who would go on to build the Hoover Dam and launch Liberty ships in 4 days during World War II. He understood scale, and more importantly, he understood logistics. He brought in a crew of 300 men. They worked in relentless, perfectly orchestrated shifts around the clock. Floodlights illuminated the Tahoe shoreline at night. When one trade finished their exact task, the next trade stepped in without a second of delay. There was no confusion. There was no waiting for the boss to clarify some blueprint. The flow of information and materials was absolute. They finished the entire estate, 17 acres, multi-stone cottages, a massive boathouse that I'm in right now, and manicured lawns in just 29 days. And it was literally a logistical miracle. A masterclass in moving men, materials, and information with zero friction. Fast forward to today. You're a home remodeling contractor or custom home builder. You don't have a 300-man crew on standby. You don't have unlimited funds or floodlights running 24/7. And yet a standard kitchen or bath remodel, a fraction of the size of Kaiser's estate, can sometimes drag on for 3, 4, even 6, 8 months. Why? It's not because we lack the skills or the tools. We have pneumatic nailers, laser levels, and better materials than Kaiser could ever have dreamed. The problem isn't the building, the problem is the bottleneck. In modern remodeling, the biggest delay isn't swinging the hammer, as we know, it's the transfer of information. Let's look at a typical modern build. It usually follows a painful 6-step process of communication breakdown. Here are those steps. Step number 1, the sale. You spend hours with the homeowner. You take meticulous notes. You understand their vision and you price it out perfectly. And hey, you win the job. You win that project. All the critical information is locked right here in your head or buried in a massive estimating spreadsheet. Step 2, the brain dump. You try to get that information out of your head and to your team. You send a few emails, maybe you write some notes on a whiteboard in the office, or you have a quick 10-minute phone call with your project manager while you're driving to another site. Step number 3, the subcontractor scramble. We all know this one really well. Your subs show up on day 1. The framer needs to know exactly where the new pocket door is going. The plumber needs to know if the client chose a freestanding tub or the drop-in type, but they don't have the full estimate. They just have a text message or two from you that says, start roughing at the Smith project, Smith house. Step number 4, the standstill. Because the subs don't have the exact details, they stop working. They can't risk doing it wrong and having to tear it all out, like time and money, right? So they call you, but you're in a sales meeting. So they wait for hours. They leave the job site, sometimes for a whole day or 2. The job site is dead quiet, not good. Step 5, the game of telephone. So you finally call them back. You try to remember what the client said 3 weeks ago about the tile layout. You relay the information verbally, bad news rare. The sub writes it down on a piece of scrap drywall. By the time the information gets from the client to your estimate, to your brain, to the sub's ear, to the actual work, something always inevitably gets lost in translation. And step 6, the rework. The dreaded rework. The tile goes up, the client walks in and says, wait, I wanted the subway tile stacked vertically, not horizontally. Oh my gosh. Now you're tearing out brand new work, eating the cost of materials, paying for the labor twice, and pushing your schedule back by another week. This 6-step cycle of chaos is why modern builds take so long. When information gets stuck in the office or gets distorted in translation, the job site grinds to a halt. Kaiser achieved his speed because he eliminated this cycle. Every man knew exactly what to do the moment they stepped on the job site. There was no waiting for clarification or anything like that. So if you want to achieve industrial era efficiency today without hiring 300 guys, you have to optimize the most critical moment in your business, which is the handoff. You have to fix the transition from step 1 to step 3. And you need a system that takes the chaos of the sale and instantly translate it into absolute clarity for the field. You need a way to extract all that brilliant detailed information from your estimate and put it directly into the hands of the people doing the actual work. And of course, in a format that they actually can understand. And that's exactly why Handoff AI was built for you. Handoff is the logistical brain for the modern remodeler. It uses artificial intelligence to instantly bridge the gap between your office and the job site. It completely eliminates this 6-step cycle of chaos. Here's how it actually works. You take your detail estimate that you already have built inside of Handoff to win that job. In seconds, the AI reads the estimate and understands the entire scope, and then it automatically generates a clear, precise, trade-specific instructions for every single person on that job. It creates a dedicated scope for the plumber, listing only the plumbing task and the exact fixtures required. It creates a separate scope for the electrician, detailing the exact placement of the recessed lights and the under cabinet wiring. It creates a scope for the tile setter, specifically the exact grout color and layout pattern the client chose from the beginning. No more brain dumps, no more lost text messages, no more subs standing around waiting for answers for clarification on things. When your crew shows up to the site, they open up Handoff app on their phone, they see exactly what they need to do step by step, they see the materials they need, they see the timeline, the schedule, the information is perfect and it's instant. It eliminates that waiting around phase. It removes all of the friction. It stops the game of telephone tag before it starts, which means you stop paying for rework. Henry Kaiser built an empire because he mastered the flow of information. He knew that clear instructions weren't just as important as concrete and steel. Today, you don't need an entire empire of manpower to build fast. You don't need floodlights or 24-hour shifts. You just need the right technology to manage all the information. Stop letting bad handoffs slow down your builds. Stop being the bottleneck in your own business. Build faster, build smarter. Discover the modern miracle of efficiency at Handoff. Check it out. The link is in the description. A fitness center remodel is not a kitchen. You've got rubber flooring, mirror walls, HVAC that has to handle sweaty bodies at once.